What am I not seeing? Look, 3 Ys. Put your fingers on the S, the Z, and the G.
3 Ys.
When I think about him, I think, you know, if someone came to me and said, I've cured cancer, and they confess that they've done some messing around with DNA and some CRISPR for a while, I might judge them slightly harshly, but frankly, it would be great to cure cancer. He's going to cure death. So I don't think of him as I mean, no one thinks of themselves as a villain.
Oh yeah, he's a very complicated, interesting dude, because I see him described in what's possibly lazy journalism as a mad scientist or an evil scientist, but this is a guy who's trying to cure death.
For the people who have seen the show, this guy's trying to cure death. So the fact that he has to do some pretty terrible things along the way, he's aware of.
But he's also aware that the breakthrough he's making, and hopefully will make fully, will change everything for everybody who ever lived, ever, which is maybe big enough to warrant the stuff that he's doing in the basement, and it weighs on it.
What do I think my character will have to Lucius Malfoy? Nothing good. I think it's pretty fair to say that he's dug his own grave and he's aligned. He's alienated himself from his wife and children. And, you know, Morris is a First World War veteran who's absolutely German to his core. Generations of his family have been there.
Humanity as well. Even your character, who's a bit of a swine.
He's a git. So I think you can see in Lucius that he's a bully because he's a coward. He's the right person to be in charge during the war. I don't know if he's the right person to be in charge in peacetime. He's probably less sentimental on the surface of it than a lot of the captains before, less overtly soft, and yet he has a big heart. But can I just take issue with something you said about me earlier on? Hap in this is trying to cure death. Now, I've seen him described in lazy journalism, I think, as a mad scientist. No, not on this show, but elsewhere, as a mad scientist. But he's actually onto something. Recognizes the cost of that, and he bears it. He's not sociopath. He's not crazy. You know, to my mind, he's the scientific hero.
Are we supposed to cure death, though?
Well, that's a bigger question. Watch season 3. I don't know.
Sure,
There's a tease.
Yeah.
But no, genuinely, he's on a mission to do something magnificent, and he knows that the things he's doing to get there are pretty unethical, and it weighs on him. What's brilliant about their writing is, in the middle of that, I meet this woman, the OA, played by Britt, and I kind of fall for her, and I insanely hope that she falls for me and sees beyond the fact that I'm doing these awful things and appreciates me for who I am.
Without the creation, you have no.
And I got off the plane, and I basically went straight to Grand Central Station, and suddenly I met Britt Marling as a blind woman I was going to capture. And that was our relationship, actually, for the first season. I barely spoke to her herself, and I knew her as this woman that I was falling in love with, and I hoped she would fall in love with me.
The fact that he has to do some pretty terrible things along the way, he's aware of. He's aware of.
He's absolutely German to his core. I knew her as this woman that I was falling in love with, and I hoped she would fall in love with me.
The breakthrough he's making.
He's a bully because he's a coward. He's probably less sentimental. He's alienated himself from his wife and children. I don't think of him as a.
This is a guy who's trying to cure death. I see him described.
I meet this woman, the OA, and I kind of fall for her, and I hope that she falls for me and sees beyond the fact that I'm doing these awful things and appreciates me for who I am.
Hello, Hap.